Hi, today we are going to learn about effects of various abiotic factors and environmental extreme on microorganisms. To be specified, those microorganisms who thrive in low temperature. Temperature is one of the main environmental factors governing microbial life. Changes in temperature can cause biggest effect on the microbes. How low temperature affect microbes? The low temperature can cause loss of membrane fluidity and membrane damage caused by the ice crystal formation. The enzyme will also become rigid and cannot catalyze reaction. Next, what is psychrophile? Psychrophile is a microorganism that is capable of growth and reproduce in low temperature. The growth range of psychrophile is between -20°C to 20°C. The optimum temperature for psychrophile is 15°C and they can be found in ocean, Arctic and Antarctic. So, in your opinion, how psychrophile live in low temperature? And what kind of adaptation that psychrophile use to thrive in this type of environment? So let's dive into the general adaptation that psychrophile utilize to live in this environment. So the first adaptation that are used by psychrophile is antifreeze protein. Antifreeze protein, that are also called as cryoprotectant, function is to prevent the development of damaging ice crystal onto the membranes of the microbes. Some of the examples of antifreeze protein are glucose, fructose, and also mannitol. The second adaptation of psychrophile is modified plasma membrane. Plasma membrane of psychrophile has increased amount of unsaturated and shorter chain fatty acid. This is to ensure the membrane fluidity of psychrophile are at higher level. Next, the microbe that live in low temperature will have cold active enzyme, which means that the enzyme will still active even though it is in the low temperature. Other than that, the enzyme will have more catalytic site, which means that the enzyme will be capable to catalyze more reaction. So what is the example of microbe that live in this low temperature? One of the examples are Pseudomonas syringae. It is a gram-negative bacteria that have rod shape. It can be isolated from Antarctic where temperature can reach -10°C. This bacteria can grow within range of -20°C to 10°C. So how they adapt? Adaptation. Number 1. Hydroxy fatty acid present in lipopolysaccharide act as homoviscous adaptation to increase the membrane fluidity. Number 2. Upregulation of HUT-U operant that involve in the utilization of histidine to produce energy. Number 3. The presence of CSP that function to protect the organism from cold stress, and also the presence of CAPS-B that has high affinity for cold denature enzyme. Then, the presence of RNA degradosome that are capable to degrade RNA with extensive secondary structure, thus responsible for energy conservation. Finally is the presence of antifreeze protein AFPA that prevent the cell from rupture and membrane fracturing of the cell.